4 types I have just discussed over here. This I have promised that we are going to discuss all these things in quite detail. So hello everyone. In the previous lecture we were discussing regarding the different types of haloalkane and haloarene, like monohaloalkane, dihaloalkane, etc. So in that I promise you to we are going to discuss regarding various type of others which we haven't discussed in the previous class, like benzyl and aryl halide. So it is very confusing also to the students that which type of halides are benzyl and which type of halides are like aryl. So it is very simple thing. You have to see a benzene ring. This is a benzene ring and a carbon is attached to this, and if at this carbon a halogen is attached, let's say chlorine is attached, so it is known as benzyl halide. This halogen will be termed as benzyl halide. This should be sp3. Or it can be of any halogen can be there. It's not necessarily that CS2Br, we can have CS2I or any halogen. So this is the attachment is not at a benzene ring. The direct attachment is not at a benzene ring. The attachment, it is a alkyl ring, or you can say sp3 hybridized carbon, which is directly attached to the benzene ring. This is our benzyl. These are benzyl. And regarding the aryl, if you see over here, this is aromatic ring, you can say. The direct attachment of any halogen to this ring is known as aryl. It can be of any halogen. We can have chlorine, bromine, iodine, fluorine. So the direct attachment to the aromatic ring or benzene ring will be termed as aryl halide. These are aryl. So the basic difference is in this, the attachment at a benzene ring, but here the attachment is CH2, which is sp3 hybridized, that is directly attached to this benzene. The difference is that in this is directly linked to the aryl or aromatic carbon, this chlorine halogen, but in that case halogen is not directly attached to this you can say aromatic ring. There is something which is in between, that is CH2 over here, sp3 hybridized carbon, that is linked to this aromatic carbon. This is the major difference between benzyl and aryl halide. So now one more thing I have asked you, that we are going to discuss that also. Allyl and vinyl. I have promised that we will discuss this allyl and vinyl halide. So allyl and vinyl halide. Sorry. Allyl and vinyl. So if you see over here, in this, the major difference will be like that only, like we have seen in the benzyl and aryl. The same difference we are going to see over here also in this. This is our CS2 double bond, CS2 and CS3. It is better if we first discuss the let's say this is the attachment halogen. When the halogen is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon over here, like this, like this. So these are termed as vinyl halide. All these are termed as vinyl halide, vinyl iodide, vinyl bromide, vinyl chloride. And for allyl, halide, if you see, this is vinyl. And for allyl halide, if you see over here, here again the same as benzyl, the aryl and benzyl, allylic and benzylic are somehow similar type. In this also, you will see CH2Cl. Again, these are not directly linked to this alkene. In this vinylic, we are seeing the direct attachment of this halogen to this alkene ring. But in allylic, we will see one moiety, that is sp3 hybridized. That is sp3 hybridized, and this is a sp2 hybridized. The halogen is not directly attached to this sp2 hybridized alkene. There is some intermediate is there, that is carbon CH2, that is sp3 hybridized. So some more example. Over here. So this is the way how we can differentiate between allylic and vinylic, benzylic and arylic. All those four types I have just discussed over here. This I have promised that we are going to discuss all these things in quite detail. So I hope that the things are being clear now regarding this vinylic, allylic, benzylic and arylic halide. So now we will be seeing regarding primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary alcohol like this. So when these primary, this thing I have already covered in this 11th class also, but I don't want to proceed into the depth of this halogen before giving the basic concept things to you, because I'm considering that some of you might not have completed this thing in a quite good way. So that's why I'm first discussing these basic things of halogens such as primary, secondary, tertiary halides. So this will be like simply like primary halogen, if we are seeing CS3, CS2, CS2Cl. So in this, if you see, this halogen is attached to which carbon? This carbon. So this carbon is 1 degree. This carbon is 1 degree carbon, or we can say primary carbon. So if the carbon is primary, the attachment of chlorine to which carbon defines the type of halogen also. It is a primary halogen, we can say. So when the attachment of halogen is to 1 degree carbon. If for secondary, the attachment should be like this: CS3, CS2, CH, CS3, Cl. So if you see over here, this chlorine, it is attached to a 2 degree carbon. 2 degree carbons means secondary carbon. So number of carbon connect to a carbon to which the halogen is being attached. In this only one carbon are attached. In this how many carbon are attached? 1 plus 1. 2 carbon are attached. That's why it is a 2 degree. And regarding this, if we are having an example, what do you expect about this carbon? If I ask you this is the primary, secondary, tertiary. Which type of carbon this is? Sorry, halogen it is. So this is going to be, it is attached to this carbon, and this carbon is 1 degree. So that's why it is also going to be primary carbon. Clear or not this thing? Yeah. Regarding the secondary again, if it will not affect the other substituent, like over here. This substituent doesn't affect the primary or secondary. We are only going to consider the carbon at which the halogen is attached. The halogen is attached at this carbon. We have to see the stage of this. In this, regarding this CH. In this case, we are going to see this carbon is attached to how many carbon. That will decide it is a primary halogen, secondary halogen, tertiary halogen, or quaternary halogen in the same way. For tertiary, if you see, this will be like CS3, 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 and Cl. So how many carbon are attached? The carbon, it is attached to this carbon, and this carbon is having 1 carbon, 2 carbon, and 3 carbon. So it is going to be 3 degree, or we can say at tertiary. So do you expect we are going to have a quaternary? It is not possible, because carbon is having a tetravalency. Carbon show the tetravalency. Only 4 group can attach to this carbon. But over here, the third are there, and fourth has to be the halogen. So that's why we will only see primary, secondary, and tertiary halogen only, not the quaternary generally. So now we are going to discuss regarding a bit iso, neo also. So these are the common names of this, you can say halogen. So in this you will name some iso, neo, like this. So if the second last carbon, if the second last carbon is like this is the second last carbon, and it contains the same group like this. So this is known as iso. Clear or not? Methane, ethane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So isohexane. Like this. So this is named as iso. So when these group are like this, the second last carbon is attached with 2 carbon moieties. And if we are having, for neo, we are having like this. If the second last group is having, second last carbon is having 1, 2, 3 carbon, that is termed as neo. Neopentyl, neohexide. Clear? It is iso. How many? 3 to 5 or 1, 6. So the name, common name will be isohexyl chloride. It will be like neo 4 or 3 to 4, 5 or 1, 6. Again neohexyl chloride. Yes. So both are having same like hydrogen number, but same carbon number, but they are having different their name, common names. And we are also going to see regarding the IUPAC name also regarding this. So these are the quite few common names which are being used, iso and neo. And the primary, secondary, tertiary, I have already told you, primary, secondary, tertiary, iso, neo. Generally this term of iso is being used in this halogen. Sometimes you will use only if you are having the option of iso and secondary you will have a situation like that also. In that for halogen we can use iso and neo both, but for alcohol generally we use secondary only because this that is a functional group. So this is so yes. So now we are going to see regarding that. I was just telling we will discuss a bit regarding the nomenclature also. And in the nomenclature only, we are going to discuss regarding different like monohalogen, dihalogen, trihalogen and tetrahalogen like that. That thing is remaining. So we will discuss a bit regarding the nomenclature, and because we have discussed is this in quite detail in class 11. So what we are going to see over here, firstly we have to select the longest chain. We have to select the longest chain. Yes. So in the longest chain again, the second thing which we are going to see over here is numbering. While numbering, the main thing which we have to consider is like for these halogens, we will consider the alphabetical order. This is while numbering. And while the selection, sorry, I made a mistake over here. The alphabetical order is while naming. And while numbering, we will see the lowest Locane rule. We will see lowest Locane rule. The first preference order, the first order, which means the I will just show you that will be quite more beneficial than the lowest Locane rule, which means that we will see the preference, then we will see the order should be lesser. The group should get the lesser number. We will discuss that in quite detail in the upcoming lecture. So the longest chain, and if it is containing like a double bond or triple bond, so we have to consider that also. It should contain double bond and triple bond. The chain can be smaller, but that should contain maximum number of double bond and triple bond. And while giving the preference, we will see double bond is having more preference than triple bond, than these halogens group and these alkyl chain, alkyl side chain. So this is the way how this whole is going to take place. So we will consider this is the basic way of nomenclature: CS3, CS2, 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 Cl. So so this is the longest chain over here is this one only, no other possibility. So numbering should be from the like halogen. If we are not having any functional group, we will start the preference to this chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are having at one position we are having chloro and butane. 1 chloro butane. And regarding if you are having this type of compound like this, I am just not writing all the H over there. So in this, let's say one more carbon is there. So over here there are two possibilities. One is this one, and another possibility is this one. So we will not take this one because in this only 1, 2, 3, 4 are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here only 4. So we will not take this as a numbering. We will take a state change from here. And regarding the numbering, I just told you the rule also over here. So halogen will get preference while numbering. It will be like third position is methyl and one is for chloro. And while naming, we have to consider the alphabetical order. I mentioned this. While naming, we have to consider the alphabetical order. This thing I mentioned. So we will write it down like 1 chloro, 3 methyl, pentane. And any number is being separated by this hyphen. So this is the simple thing. I am just not going to the depth of this nomenclature. We have discussed a bit quite detail of this nomenclature in class 11th only. So I was just giving you a brief about these nomenclature. So now regarding this mono, di and trihalogen. So this is like chlorine. So the name is going to be what is the name? Is chlorobenzene. If this is having two chloro group, and it can be not that just chloro, it can be bromo also and iodo also. If these are like this, so now the situation come, we have to number them 1, 2, 3. Over here, no situation of numbering. It is 1, 3 dichloro. 1, 3. Two numbers are separated by comma. 1, 3 dichlorobenzene. It is also known as, because this position is ortho, this is meta. So meta dichlorobenzene. In the same way, if we are having a group like this, Cl, Cl, or we can say take an example of bromo, Br, Br. So it will be like 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4 dibromo benzene. 1, 4 dibromo benzene. Like this. And the common name will be like, this is ortho position, it is meta, and this is para. So para dichloro benzene. In the same way, we can have ortho position also, substitution. This is iodo, this is iodo. So I am just taking all those. This is 1, 2 dichloro benzene. 1, 2 dichloro benzene, and in the similar way, you will have ortho dichloro benzene. So this is the way how we can represent these different dihalides. In the similar way, we can have trihalide also and tetrahalide also. So we can represent all these halides like this. If we are having a group like this, Cl, 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 it will become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can add 1, 3, 5 trichloro benzene. So this is the way how we write down. And regarding simple chain, if we are having CS3, CS2, CS2, CH, Cl and Cl. This compound is containing two Cl group. This is geminal. Both I have just told, I have promised that we are going to discuss this also. This is geminal, which means when the halogen or any group attached to the same carbon, this is known as geminal dihalide. These are halides. So it is a geminal dihalide, and the name will be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1 dichloro butane. And regarding, if you are having the another way of this CS3, CS2, CH, sorry, CH and CS2. Now if you are having one Cl at this side and one Cl at this side, this is known as vicinal dihalide. The name, IPAC name of this compound is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, butane is there. 1, 2 dichlorobutane. So in today's class, we have discussed regarding a bit of IPAC naming, regarding different type of alkyl halides, aryl halide, mono, di, tri, tetra, etc. And so in brief, we can say we have completed the classification which we have left in the previous lecture. So if you haven't seen that, you can go on to that also. Over here, we have discussed how we can classify this halogen, and this is like the different and isomerism also. So in the next class, we are going to discuss a bit regarding the isomerism of this halogen compound, which type of halogen you can say halogen, like are we going to see the functional group isomerism, metamerism in this or not. So this is the question, are we going to see the functional group isomerism and metamerism in this alkyl and aryl halide? So this we are going to, this the answer of this question you are going to get in the next video. So I hope you continue the series and we will discuss regarding this functional group isomerism and metamerism, if it is present or not in this haloalkane and haloarene. That's all for today. Thank you.